But you can see just how hard this neighborhood was hit, not only with this street being flooded, but also the neighbors' yards had fences knocked over. Breaking news tonight on ABC 17 News at 5. 2 suspects charged with murder for a deadly home invasion pleaded guilty today. I'll continue to keep track of conditions out here and report back to you as the night goes on. We're actually just getting our first look inside at the crime scene right now. Take a look behind me at how wet the floor is. You can see that the crews were just here about an hour ago cleaning up. Mid-Missouri could soon be out of the cold with warmer air moving in for the rest of the week. They tell me that the woman was hit by the car all the way down by that do not enter sign, and she was either thrown or dragged several hundred feet coming up to this post that's closest to us and landing. Neighbors tell me as soon as the rain started, they heard a loud cracking noise, which is when this tree fell not only on top of, but into this mobile home. A state lawmaker says as many as 15,000 Missourians still can't sign up for Medicaid benefits despite being eligible. Sharon, as if Mondays aren't hard enough to get out of bed, then you add today's gloomy weather, and it was pretty much impossible.
Kind of overcast.
You're not going to believe this, but the suspect actually ran out directly in front of my car as I was on the way to the scene. We've been telling you about Como Entertainment owner Ben Bradley for months. In an October story, we told you 2 brides claimed they paid for a party bus that never showed, and they never got refunds. Missouri's 2015 legislative session began today in Jefferson City, and as the lawmakers gathered, so did the protesters. Because the Hit Street parking garage where I'm standing outside of right now is actually technically a campus building, but let me step behind the camera and show you just how close this parking garage is to other campus classroom buildings. You can see Jesse Hall in the distance right there, but even closer is the Mizzou Journalism School.
Temperatures are on the way.
Here on the MoDOT traveler map, you can see most roads in mid-Missouri are green, which means they are clear. But it looks like it's going to be some humid days, bad hair days.
Yeah, there you go.
But you can see the tow truck has come, cleared the crash away, and traffic is now moving smoothly once again. Oh, that Valentine's Day forecast, it is like forcing people to cuddle up.
Yeah, definitely.
Leave it to Dana.
One of Columbia's most wanted criminals is now behind bars. These grounding wires should run from the top of the utility poles all the way to the bottom. But someone's been coming through and cutting sections from some of the poles. Lucas, the bill actually applies to all the buildings downtown. The Clayton police chief says Schweik died of an apparent suicide with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This all comes just weeks after Schweik announced he was running for governor in Missouri. It wrapped all the way around the building, and some of those people I talked to said they had even waited around 2 hours to get into the store. Now, as you can see behind me right now, there is a steady stream of people in and out, and some ice and snow is expected to pile up in some areas, making it dangerous driving conditions. I'm riding along with Deputy Gabe Edwards right now as he patrols for drunk drivers, and we're along the outskirts of downtown, heading right back into downtown. Right now, the area is still taped off. You can see police are still here. The crime scene unit is still on scene, and police are still guarding the apartment complex door right back there. Neighbors say this neighborhood is typically a safe and quiet one, so they're shocked anything like these burglaries would be happening here, especially because they're happening in broad daylight. A fire nearly cost the Jefferson City mayor her business.
We'll see you back at 6.
Have a good night. Brandon Terrell turned himself in this morning, first, though, calling the station and asking us to meet him at the jail. So we called the sheriff's department to give them a heads up, and then we went to meet him. Brandon Terrell
It's 5 Paul 91 male, walking him in.
Is now behind bars, and he won't be getting out for some time. Authorities say because of how severely he allegedly beat a woman, his bond is being denied. But before he got here, he talked with me.
It's not true. Yes, she was with me, and yes, but I picked her up from her house, and she drove from her house to where we was at, and we was talking or whatnot, and she just flipped out and took off running, and that was that, you know, and the marks on her face had been there for 5 days now.
But with so many agencies looking for Terrell, I pressed him about the accusations against him.
Have you ever hit her? No, I've not put my hands on that girl. Like, we have been into it, and like I have maybe, you know, like been like a little rough, but I've never did what they're saying I've done at all, and that's all I'm gonna say, man. I've not done nothing to that, no extreme of nothing like that.
Terrell does admit to past domestic assaults.
I'm not a perfect person. I've been into it, and I did my time for whatever I've been convicted of.
Whatever his story may be, it's putting him behind bars for now.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, let's go.
I'll have the attorney in the morning, Brandon.
In Boone County, Dana Clemens, ABC 17 News.